Hi traders and welcome to the daily recap show for Friday the 18th of March. So we said that FTSE had gained acceptance above 73.51 to 61 and had held that on the retest of that zone. So we said the sustained breaks, above 74.03 to 74.13 now could see moves towards 74.83 to 98. However, we said if we saw acceptance back below 73.51 to 61, then we could see some downside towards 72.50 to 60. So let's go and see what happened in the markets on Friday. Okay, so you can see on the FTSE on Friday, we came down and we retested this 73.51 to 61 zone of support, and we held it as support early on with a couple of opportunities there to get long. Now, we didn't actually even make it back up to that zone above, so this may have been a losing trade depending on how you played it. There is enough of a reaction there that you could have risk managed a trade to make this a break-even trade, but we then got this really strong impulsive push down, and again we didn't see that follow through to the downside that we potentially was looking for, but this time we did make it down to that next zone of support. So if you had been short, you certainly would have been looking to risk manage in this area. There's a really nice strong impulsive breakdown here from that zone. We then came up and we got the strong push up in the afternoon session just on the US Open. We then came down, we've got a beautiful continuation pattern, so it's a bit of a false break pattern of that 73.51 to 61 key zone, pull back to the zone, and then a nice continuation pattern for that move higher. So we got this was the clue there for the afternoon that this was a false break, and we would now use this as support, especially because it's so impulsive. Again, look for the way it reacts to the 8 moving average rather than pulling back to the 20 moving average, showing that it's a really strong impulsive move rather than just a normal trending move as well. So once the market's finished in the US session, we have pushed even further higher. So we'll have to wait and see where we are Monday, whether we go and reach those upside targets up here at sort of 74.80 to 7500. But again, as always, we will reassess the markets on Monday and we'll send out the key areas to look for in the report. So really nice trade there on the US Open, in the US session. A little bit choppy early on in the session. Now that can be seen sometimes. It was actually options expiry on Friday. And that can sometimes happen when we are on options expiry, which happens on the third Friday of every month. So that's something to be aware of as well. So now let's go and take a look at the DAX. Okay, so the DAX, we said that if we saw acceptance below 14.245 to 270, we could see a move towards 14.080 to 14.115, which was support. Strong support was further down at 13.800 to 835. However, we said if we got a sustained break above the 415 to 440 area, we could see moves towards 550 to 570 resistance. So let's go and have a look and see what happened in the DAX. Okay, so with the DAX now, a bit like the FTSE, on the first test of this key support area that we had at 245 to 270, we did hold it as support, and again, the reaction wasn't too strong. We didn't get up to those other zones above to reach our upside targets. However, we did see the acceptance. We've got this push here. We held it as support here. We've got the pullback. We've got a continuation pattern here. I would not necessarily... I think this one is valid because it was such a shallow pullback. Personally, I think this is a little bit too aggressive because we are still taking that into this zone of support. But as soon as we got back below that zone and got that acceptance below, then you're definitely looking good for shorts here. And as you can see, we pushed right the way down into that 14.080 to 14.115 zone that we said was support in the report. So a really nice opportunity there to get a good risk to reward trade from a breakdown of that zone to target that zone. And then we got the reversal from the support. So if you're short, you can actually switch to long from that zone. Again, I would have been risk managing the trade at this zone here with targeting back up here. We have broken above it in the afternoon. However, I personally would have just been targeting a retest back of this zone. I would not have been targeting higher. However, a bit like with the FTSE, we got this really strong impulsive push through on the US Open, which suggested that we'd had a false break of this range. And again, notice that it starts to hold the 8 moving average. We then got that pull back to the moving averages, and above that zone we've got a beautiful continuation pattern there as well. The FTSE one was slightly better because the continuation happened from the zone, but this one was above the zone after that impulsive push, so this is also valid. We then came up into this 14,415 zone, which was a minor resistance zone, but that happened just on the cash close there as well. So again, like the FTSE, a bit choppy in the morning, but we got a really nice short opportunity there, breaking below that zone to target the zone below. A lovely reversal long to target back up as a retest of that zone. And then when we got the break up above there in the afternoon, we got this continuation pattern as well. So a few really nice opportunities there on the DAX. FTSE was a little bit more choppy, but the DAX had a couple of really nice opportunities there. So I hope you found this useful, and I'll speak to you again on Monday. Cheers.